Okay, now we get to actually do the question. The guidelines can be rewritten by either changing the mean or standard deviation of the times to play golf. So give a possible way this could be done so that the phys ed teacher's data found fits the rewritten guidelines. And the rewritten guidelines are, we're talking about the probability that x is greater than 195 is 40%, 0.4. I mean, that's basically what we're looking at. That's the scenario of this situation. And we know that the standard deviation is 8. And so the 195 is my x, and so on. So let's just recap what we found out. We in order to do these kinds of questions where we have to find the mean, we have to standard normalize the situation. And we have to find z by standard normalizing it. And then we use the formula and rearrange it to find the mean. So the very first thing we do, and pictures are always useful, when we standard normal, we know that the mean is going to be 0 and the standard deviation is going to be 1. That's what we mean by standard normal. And basically we're trying to figure out if this is my 195, I mean, let's just assume we don't know what the mean is, and that's my 195. We're trying to figure out what the new mean is going to have to be in order for the values in the graph, that 40% are going to be greater than 195. So we've got to turn that 195 into a z value. We've got to figure out how many standard deviations above the mean this value is. Now, recall how we set this thing up. Again, if you have a Casio, the situation is different, but I'm going to follow the convention for a TI because it's a little bit harder. Remember, we need the area to the left. So we basically need to be talking about, when we put it into the calculator, the area to the left. So if 0.4 is the area to the right of that 195, or the z value we're trying to find, then actually in the calculator we're going to put 0.6. And again, we put in our 0 and our 1 because we standard normalize the situation. And when we put that in, we'll get 0.2533. Now that's the z value for the situation, 0.2533. That's how many standard deviations, 0.25 approximately, away from the mean, above the mean, that 195 is in this situation. And now we can work out the mean, because now all we have to do is work out, rearrange our formula to do this for us, and work that out. And when we work that out, we put in 195 minus 0.2533. That tells us how many standard deviations away we are looking at, times the standard deviation of 8. And that's going to give us an answer of 192.97. So that's what our mean has got to be in this situation. This is what the mean has got to be shifted to in order to accommodate the phys ed teacher's guidelines.